that onus is a little bit on us as entrepreneurs to make sure that we're hiring people and giving them the ability to have a lifestyle, and not just how little can we afford to pay them.
Do you see things changing in the Philippines? I mean, you do a lot of work there, and the VA industry kind of lives off of the fact that people in the Philippines are willing to work for peanuts.
Yeah, I do. I mean, look, I'm not going to kid you. I mean, so far it hasn't affected us, but a lot of the larger call centers are letting go of people, right? They're losing clients all the time. That's going to create a surplus of labor. That's going to impact pricing, right? So again, I don't think any of us can sit on our laurels and believe we will not be impacted in some shape or form.
Yo, it's Igor. I want you to have my Amazon best-selling book for free for taking the time to listen to my podcast and to watch my YouTube videos. Now, I'm not only going to give you this book for free, but I'm going to throw in about $3,200 in free bonuses. Now, if you want to get this book, please click the link in the description, or you can also go to igorsbook.com. And now, back to the podcast.
In terms of the economy there, I've always wondered why is that? Like, all these people speak English. What is it about the Philippines that causes that country to be so poor and dangerous too? Because there's lots of kidnapping happening in the Philippines, from what I understand. Like, why aren't things improving over there?
I think it's very reflective of a lot of countries. I don't get deep into the politics and stuff there. I kind of stay in my little cocoon of kind of working with VAs, but I am over there and I do get to have these conversations. The lot of the VAs who I work with today, I'm going to answer this question in just my little microcosm of this conversation. Before they came to work with me, they were working predominantly in agencies or some form of agencies or call centers, where they were getting paid about $2 per hour, right? And $2 per hour is not a livable wage. Now, it's great profit for the agencies, right? The agencies make bank. The owners of the agencies do well, but the people doing the work, they don't really make that much money when it's all said and done. So when I started to work with them directly, I said, "Hey, how much do you need to make to have a lifestyle?" Right? And they came out $5-6 per hour kind of thing. And I said, "So okay, so you guys set your rates. I'll find you clients willing to pay that rate, right?" And now when I go back and meet them in person, they're able to have dental care, health care, buy gifts for their families, take their families on vacation, buy their first vehicle, sometimes put a deposit on their home. So when people say, "Oh, I pay $2 for," it's like, but you're not giving them a lifestyle. You're basically taking advantage of the situation. So that onus is a little bit on us as entrepreneurs to make sure that we're hiring people and giving them the ability to have a lifestyle, and not just how little can we afford to pay them.
No, that's actually pretty cool. Kind of makes me feel a little bit better about working with you in terms of like, I know that as a result of working with you, I'm making a difference for someone else. Because, yeah, but this goes back to the whole idea that if you're in a poor country, you're trying to make as much money as humanly possible, so you end up hurting people in the process. I've seen it time and time again back in Ukraine, where the fight is real. The fight for survival is real, and I think the people who choose to work with you are, in terms of both the clients who hire the VAs, but also the VAs themselves, are extremely lucky to have found, someone who can, be looking over them like that. Be like, "Hey, you said your rate, I'll find you a client who will pay." Because it probably takes just as much effort to find a client who's willing to pay, $6 or $10 an hour for a VA as it does somebody who's willing to pay, $3 or $4.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And again, it's we have, we kind of have a saying is that, we have two sets of clients. We have the paying client and we have the serving client. Both sides have to be happy, right? This isn't just about, hey, cheap labor. This is about, you have a need as a client. The VA has a need for a client too, right? And when we put the two together and it's the right fit, the skill sets are a match for the job requirements. And that's why we have such a high retention rate. Our retention rate is 85, 90%, I'm talking long term. Once we get them over that first 30 days, the first 30 days is kind of that they're kind of feeling each other out. Do we like each other? Is the communication happening here? But once we get them established, a lot of our VAs have been with the same client for 3+ years now. So that's kind of a testimony to doing it, putting some time up front to get it right.